It was an old village with old houses, the kind where the paint was peeling off the walls and the roofs were caved in. One night, the residents heard a knock on their door. They opened it to see a little girl dressed in white standing there. She had an old lantern in her hand, and her face was pale as if she were a ghost. "Hello," said the little girl. "I'm looking for someone to take care of my little brother. Would you please do that for me?" The people inside felt sorry for the little girl, so they agreed. "Of course, we'll take care of your little brother." Then the girl left. The villagers went out into the street to look for the little boy. They found him sitting on a stone post, with his chin resting on his hand, staring at the ground. He didn't seem to notice that the people were looking at him. "Hello, little boy. Are you all right?" The boy didn't answer. He just kept staring at the ground. Then he stood up and walked past the people without saying a word. They brought the boy home with them. He was quiet at first, but eventually he started talking. "I want some water," he said. Someone went to get him some water. But while they were getting it, the boy drank from the fountain in the courtyard. And when they came back, he was gone. People started to get scared. What was this strange boy doing here? Where did he come from? They looked around, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Suddenly, the old woman saw something in the corner of her eye. She turned around quickly and saw a small white shadow floating down the street. It looked like a little boy, but it wasn't moving on its own. It was floating. The people followed the shadow, and after a while, it disappeared. They looked around, but the little boy was nowhere to be seen. Just then, someone shouted, "Look, there he is!" Everyone turned around and saw the boy standing on top of the roof of the house they had brought him to. He was waving at them and smiling. Then he jumped off the roof and floated away. The people tried to call out to him, but their voices wouldn't come out. It was as if the boy had cast a spell over them, and they couldn't move or speak. The boy floated over the river, and on the other side, they saw a woman waiting for him. She ran over to him and hugged him tightly. "Oh, my little brother, I was so worried about you." Then she looked up at the people and smiled. "Thank you for taking care of my brother." The people were still frozen in place, unable to say a word. The boy and the girl walked away, and as they did, the people slowly started to regain their senses. They could move again and they could speak, but they didn't know where the boy and the girl had gone. A few days later, the people in the village were telling each other scary stories about the ghost boy who had floated around the village. Suddenly someone shouted, "There he is!" Everyone turned around and saw the boy standing in front of them. But this time, he wasn't alone. He was with the girl, and both of them were smiling. "Hello," said the girl. "Would you like to go with us?" The people were confused. "Go where? To what?" But before they could ask questions, the boy held out his hand and pulled them all towards him. They screamed as they were pulled off their feet and floated away. The people woke up lying on the ground. They sat up and looked around. They were in the same place, but now they were all alone. The boy and the girl were gone, and so was the lantern. The people searched for the lantern, but they couldn't find it anywhere. Then, deep in the forest, someone found a small white shadow. It was the lantern. As the man reached out to pick it up, the lantern suddenly floated away. No one ever saw the lantern again. But every year on the anniversary of that day, the wind carries the scent of the white flowers to the village, reminding everyone of the strange boy who floated on his own.